Once, in a land of endless fields and bright skies, there was a queen named Leora. Her kingdom was the richest in the world. The river sparkled with gold, the trees bore fruit all year round, and the palace towers reached so high that they touched the clouds. Queen Leora was loved by her people. She was kind, wise, and generous. She had everything a person could ever want. But as the years passed, something inside her began to change. She wanted more. She wanted power beyond her kingdom, treasures no one could imagine, and a name that would never be forgotten. One evening, as she sat in her grand hall, a stranger came to her door. He was old and bent, with eyes full of mystery. He told her of a magical gem hidden deep in the mountains, called the Eye of the World. It was said to grant whoever owned it endless power and immortality. The queen's heart raced. She knew then that she had to have it. Why settle for this kingdom when I could rule the world? Leora thought. So, she sent her best knights, her strongest soldiers, to find the Eye of the World. Days turned into weeks, and the queen waited, her thoughts consumed by the gem. She stopped listening to her people, who once filled her ears with songs of praise. They began to worry about her. She no longer smiled. Her eyes were cold and distant. Then, one dark night, the knights returned. They were tired and beaten, their faces hollow with fear. They held the Eye of the World in their hands. The queen's heart skipped a beat. The gem was beautiful, glowing with a light that seemed to pull her in. But as she touched it, a sharp pain shot through her body. A voice whispered in her ear, cold and old. The more you take, the more you lose. Leora shook it off. She had what she wanted, and nothing would stop her. The next day, the people noticed something strange. The crops stopped growing. The rivers began to dry. The animals left the forest, and the land turned barren. The people cried out to the queen, but she no longer cared. She had power now, more than anyone could dream of. She would not give it up. Weeks passed, and the kingdom continued to wither. The once beautiful palace now stood in shadows, its walls cracking and crumbling. Leora's wealth began to slip away, but she did not see it. She had become so obsessed with the Eye of the World that she no longer noticed the suffering around her. One day, as the wind howled outside, the old stranger appeared again. You have taken what you could not understand, he said softly. The eye takes from those who seek too much. It has already taken everything. Leora looked around at her kingdom. Her people were starving, her lands were dying, and her palace was falling apart. The light in the Eye of the World flickered, and for the first time, Leora felt fear. The gem began to burn in her hands, and she could feel her strength slipping away. It was as if the land itself was punishing her for her greed. Her hair turned white, her face wrinkled, and her heart grew cold. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. She fell to her knees in the crumbling ruins of her palace. When the people found her, it was too late. Queen Leora, the ruler who had once been the richest and most beloved, was gone. And so, the story of Queen Leora became a tale whispered among the people, a story of how greed can destroy even the greatest of rulers. Her name, once sung in praise, was now forgotten, lost to the winds, and so, the story of Queen Leora became a tale whispered among the people, a story of how greed can destroy even the greatest of rulers. Her name, once sung in praise, was now forgotten, lost to the winds and the ruins of her fallen kingdom. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.